think good customer satisfaction begins with having the right team around you, having good staff in the business. I think it begins right from the recruitment process, so when you actually interview people, they know that they're not just entering into an average building. I think the fact that the team out the front are fully empowered to make decisions just to keep things moving, so if a customer has got an issue, it doesn't get clunky, it doesn't slow down, they can just look at what the customer needs, give the correct response to it and keep things moving. Yeah, so there isn't any hesitation, no time gets lost. My role in creating good customer service is to make sure we have the right people in the team knows what the culture is, how high we expect our customer satisfaction to be, the level is really set so they know what they have to achieve, and that they're empowered to do it, and they have the tools, both from our investment in technology and the training that they've had. The whole team's accredited now, so yeah, I think training, coaching and empowering the guys so they actually can live up to our expectations and customers' expectations. I think one of the main benefits we have here with Allen Day is we retain our staff for a long time. Very few people leave. They like working here, we like working with them, and the customers get to see the same faces every time they come in, so we really build relationships with our customers. So we get that trust that is so hard to get in the motor trade quite often. I think customers also pick up on the fact when they walk into Allen Day that actually we enjoy being here. We work well as a team. We have a lot of fun together as well throughout the day. We spend a lot of time together over the years. So yeah, I think that works well. Customers like working into a place where they pick up on the fact that it's an enjoyable working environment. And there's been a lot of changes in the motor trade over the last few years in the after sales departments. A lot of new technologies coming in, customers' expectations are changing, which is really good, and for the team to keep up with that, it's been really good to see the way they've responded to this change. And again, I guess coming from a real settled team, it makes anything you want to introduce much easier. Everybody's helping each other, playing to each other's strengths and weaknesses to really bring themselves on, coming up with new ideas to make it work. And yeah, we're really reaping the benefits along with our customers. We know how important it is to have consistency in the teams, for things to work well, for us to deliver a consistent level of service when people are off. It involves not just having the right people, but enough of the right people as well. So we've upped the amount of service advisors we have in the teams. We've brought juniors in and trained them up over the years. We've trained our drivers up so they can understand how to see customers in. So if somebody is off sick or somebody else is on training, actually the customer experience doesn't change. We have a lot of succession planning as well. So for every role we have in the business, we have somebody else trained up to be able to do that role. So we have multiple people who can do workshop control, so if somebody's off, we don't actually have to take a technician away off of a ramp, slowing the workshop down. We've got parts managers who are great, they can step in, they can run the workshop as well. We've made changes to the layout of the building, so there's a lot more harmony between the parts departments and the workshop. They're looking at each other, all the conversations are overheard, it really gels well. One of our aims is to train our staff up and get our staff up to the level that all the other retailers would want to take them, but actually have an environment and a culture where they don't actually want to leave.
Yeah, I've had several jobs since I worked for Allen Day. I've had several jobs. I started off managing the car park, meeting and greeting customers on their way in, helping them to park, controlling the site and helping technicians. I then became responsible for 2 other drivers and our collection and deliveries, making sure that we collect our cars from customers on time and meet the customers' needs. I then also started to look after all the PDIs, so when the cars come off the transporter, from when they come off the transporter through the workshop, basically right up until the moment they went out. I then moved into workshop control about 4 years ago. Very enjoyable, different role, and then I moved on now and progressed towards assistant service manager, hoping to progress to service manager. I see the benefits to myself and to Allen Day of staying with the business for as long as I have are that you learn from the bottom and you learn up from the bottom to the top. You get to know people, you get to know how the systems work, you get to know how the company works. More importantly, you get to know how people work, because everybody's slightly different. So when you're trying to manage people, you learn what the best way to get people to perform. You realise people's strengths and weaknesses, and you just learn the best person for the best job. And you get to know when people are. I see the benefits of staying with a company for as long as I have. from two sides of it. From my personal side, I like the fact that I've got job security. I've got a progression channel at work. I feel like I'm moving on and up in the business. Lots of opportunities. And I think it's important to Anne and Day to keep the staff as long as someone like me or other members of staff, as long as Anne and Day does keep staff, because you learn, and the longer you've been with the company, the more experience you gain and the better understanding of the people you work for and the people you work with. I think it's very important to have a settled team, and the benefits I feel are massive by having a settled team. That way everybody knows everybody, they know what people's strengths and weaknesses are. You become quite knit, the systems and the processes are much easier. You don't have to keep teaching people new systems, new processes. It just makes the whole experience of coming to work more slick and more productive. I think coming to work at Anne Day is a very enjoyable experience, especially for me. I like to be busy. You never know what kind of day you're going to have. You can come in one day and you can be working literally non-stop from the minute you get here to the minute you go home. With new stuff being thrown at you all the time. I mean, I've got 12, 13 technicians asking us questions all day. I've got service advisors asking us questions all day, dealing with customers all day. It's really good, and I do actually get a nice buzz from it.
You get to know your customers will only deal with you. You got good rapport, and people tend to come back because of you, because they don't like change, and also working for a good brand. I like the brand. Customers are very nice. It's a good area to work in. I like the staff, get along as a team, like a little family.
Just continuity and security. For me, it feels better for me knowing that I come to the same place each day, and I don't always like massive changes, so I just like that continuity. I do feel valued as an Anne Day employee. They listen to us, and I was able to change my shift because my wife worked nights. So I changed my shift to start slightly later so that I can drop my children off at school. That I had a relationship with there was a couple of old brothers that had a Beetle, and the guy that used to work on their car left our company. This was going back about 15 years ago, and they asked me, one of the service advisors asked me if I'd be happy looking after them, because they just wanted someone to talk to about their car at certain times. And then every year that they used to come back to have their Beetle service with us, an MOT, they always asked for me. I was always talking to them and liaising with them, and I think they felt comfortable. I felt comfortable talking to them because I already knew them, and that's just a benefit to everybody.